This document, I'm telling you, you guys should have been looking at this all along. You wouldn't have so many of us feeling so tense and alienated in this process if we had been consulted a good part of it from the beginning. Thank you.
I don't want the school goes down because this is the best school I've ever been. I've been here since kindergarten. I've been here for 3 years. So I'm really sad. My mom been crying because the school is closing. But I feel really bad for the school. So I really want to stay here for long time, so we might save the school, or we won't because they might close it down. But this is really bad, and I'm really sad. I've been crying sometimes because the school is closing. So I hope the people out here will save the school, have a lot of money to save the school.
Hi, my name is Yulia Redis again. My son is the one that has the special needs. I have 2 nephews that also come here, and my daughter is going to be 5 and I'm spoken theater in the 1st grade. The successful way that a child can learn is they need to feel comfortable in their learning environment, they need to feel loved, and they need to be able to express themselves. When you uproot a child from their student and where they're learning, especially a special needs student, any student, but a special needs student, the foundation there, you're shaking it again. My son was at John Cabrillo, he was at David Lubin. Because of his special needs, he was having to be moved around. He didn't excel, he didn't succeed. He came here to Tahoe with Miss Curry, Miss Snook, thank you. My son, again, as I stated, he got awards for math, and he is in a general education now. He is in a regular classroom because of the way the parents, because of the way the teachers, and because of the way the staff, and all of the rest of everybody in this class, in the school, pulls together. You can't just shake up all of these students and have them be thrown into different schools, different classes. The way this was executed is disgusting. The way, if you knew probably 2 years ago that 11, 12 schools were going to close, why are you all of a sudden pulling 11 of them now and saying here are thousands of students finding your own schools to go to? It should have been gradual. It should have been something other than that. A child, children's future, and you're making it, they're falling back if you're going to start shaking the ground like they're in. Do you hear that?
Yes.
You need to stop. You need to execute this a little different. A little different.
Thank you.
I just have one more point I wanted to make. I'm concerned about my children's benefit as far as education goes. I remember when I was little and I knew schools, I hated going to school, to the new school. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't know anybody. My schooling kind of dropped a little bit. Right now my children are doing great in school. Great. Because of the teachers. But that's my concern, is that their schooling, it's going to be hard for me. I work full-time, I go to school full-time, and I try my very hardest to make sure that my kids know that their education is most important. And I'm just concerned that when they have to go to a different school, there's going to be no familiar faces. We don't know what it's going to be like. We don't know if the teachers and the staff in the office and Miss Curry, we don't know if anyone at that new school is going to be the same way we are here as a family. And that's my concern, is really the benefit of their education. Moving them to a school that they're not familiar with, what is that going to do to them? Are they going to now hate to go to school every morning? Like I said, they love getting up and going to school. My daughter loves coming to school. My son loves it too. And so I'm concerned about the benefit of my child's education.
Thank you.
Hi, one thing I forgot to mention the first time I was out is why wouldn't it make more sense to close Mark Twain and Tahoe absorb those students and then West Campus High School be able to expand? Because every year they turn out hundreds of students. Would that make a little bit more sense? Because there is
Park, and I'm also a member of the Tahoe Park Neighborhood Association. And I realize that tonight's the first time that you've got to meet everybody here. But we have known about Tahoe Park School for a long time. We support them in all their fundraisers. We get to see all the kids all the time, from their pancake breakfasts, spaghetti feed, car washes. I even take off work, as many other people do, for vacation time to go for their March reading days, to get to see these teachers and kids. And I walk away feeling really great and good that I took off those couple hours. But I just wanted to tell you, because I've been involved with it, and these kids have come a long way. They knew about the budget prices when their lawn was all dead. They'd say nobody would fix the sprinkler system, and they'd let it go. They didn't complain. They continued on. The school needed painting, and the paint was peeling. These kids didn't complain. They were so happy and proud to be here at the school. Now, when their janitors and teachers got down, they were upset, but they had really great teachers and support to continue on. But tonight, you're seeing these kids speak up and come here. And this is because this is a good job you teachers and the principal of Tahoe Park have done. Good job. Now they're complaining. I hope somebody listens to them.
Like how I said, this is like a family. Whenever I come to school, I like seeing smiles on the kids' faces, and whenever like I'll see a group of kids like saying how much their family and like how they're like family, calling each other's brothers and sisters, and I want the first graders to have a future. I want them to graduate. I want them to go to Camp Gold Hollow and Slide Park. I just don't want that to enter them. Thank you.
My name is Sherry Pola. I have lived across the street, directly across the steps from the school for 15 years. I have a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And I now have to tell my 4-year-old he can't go to school where his brothers went to school, where my husband went to school, where my parents and in-laws have lived for 45 years, why we purchased our home here. If I wanted my child to go to school in Oak Park, I would have bought a home in Oak Park. If I wanted my child to go to school at Talek Village, I would have bought a home in Talek Village. I bought a home in Tahoe Park for my child to go to school here in Tahoe Park. There's no bus service. You throw this in our laps, you tell us we have to find another place for our child to go to school. Here are your options. Now you're also stuck with figuring out how to get them there, how to get them home, what to do with them after school. And I feel blindsided because I've toyed with the idea of moving out of this neighborhood for 3 years because the high schools over here are shit. Pardon my language, I'm sorry, they're crap. My son goes to Hiram Johnson. That's when we started looking for other schools for him to go to. But now my little one is 4. He knows the after-school program leader, Miss Dar. He knows the principal. He knows this. He's been preparing for 2.5 years. He knows his phone number, his address, his mom's phone number. He's been preparing to come here. I want to know if when you close the school, if you're going to have a town hall meeting and tell all these 4-year-olds that they're not coming here anymore, and you're going to break the news to all of these students that currently attend. Because I don't have the heart to tell my children this. They don't understand what a fiscal situation is. They don't care. It's not their problem. It's always landing in their lap, though. That's what it feels like. And I don't think that we've been given enough notice to make any wise decision for the future of our children.
Again, I'll be talking regarding the special needs. I guess it's dear to my heart. Just to give an example, my son wouldn't have his disabilities if he would have been a C-section. The hospital saved $26,000, but it's cost the taxpayers close to $3.6 million. This is the numbers I'm talking about. These kids, if they're given and moved from an environment, it's going to be hard to be placing them. For example, in my son, it's Caroline Winslow. It's going to be impacted because it's going to have close to 900 or 870 children in school. 26% of those children have special needs. So you're going to be adding a whole larger amount of kids. A lot of the kids are succeeding, but if they have all these behaviors and it's disturbed, the school's not going to be able to fund them, and they're going to have to go to another special schools, as you know, are very expensive. Also, a lot of the kids that don't get an education, what's going to happen to them in the future is they're going to end up in juvenile hall. And Mr. Jeff is the attorney that represents them, so you know how expensive that is. So that's what I'm telling you. It's important that we talk and listen to the parents. This is a good opportunity for the school board members and the people in charge at the school district to embrace the parents and to consider, because I could go on and tell you all these different ways of saving, ways of implementing, and what's going to have an impact. But the key now is to listen to these parents and maybe find a way of mutual ground for both of them to come into agreement. And to me, it was very moving of seeing all these kids participate and give the testimonials. You know, for all of us, it could be saying, you know, I was kind of paying attention to the people at the school and where their kids go. And sometimes their kids might not go to the schools that they represent, so consider it. Please be very considerate.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you being here. Me too. Yeah, this is actually a very quick one. I just want to know when we're going to get the answers. So
We will have the answers. I was just going to discuss that. We will collect all of the comments and the questions, and we will provide the responses prior to the February 21st board meeting where the board will take action. I do appreciate you all being here. We will take your comments. As I said, we'll post it online, the answers and the responses, and we'll provide it at the site as well. If you have any other questions, I will stay here. I want to thank Board President Jeff Cuneo for being here, as well as Superintendent Raymond, but I definitely want to say to you, thank you to Miss Katie Curry. We know what an amazing principal she is. Thank you